Welcome in this video that's going to take us to a journey with Magellan, who 500 years ago was already preparing what became the first circumnavigation of the Earth. The first lesson in management that we can take from this journey is clearly that the preparation step was very important. It took more than a year for Magellan to organize this from a financial, human resources and technology point of view. Here we are in September 1519, 501 years before today, and we have this team of almost 240 people living with 5 ships, crossing the Atlantic Ocean north and south and ending up in the bay that will later be called Rio de Janeiro. The second step of this journey started when a mutiny broke out involving 3 of the 5 ship captains. Somehow Magellan recovered control over the fleet, but then he had to decide what to do with those people who betrayed him. Some of them were killed, but most of them were forgiven. And isn't it what we should do when we manage our team? I think the lesson is that we should stop looking for getting rid of our people and firing them. We should rather try to learn from the experience and try to understand that those people we selected initially, they are the good people. If we have to lay off everyone, we'll start from scratch each time. The decision that Magellan took was very important. It was actually paramount because among the people he forgave was the person who finally became the captain in charge of the expedition for the last year of the tour. The third step of the expedition is fascinating. That's the moment where they actually went through the Pacific Ocean. They met almost no islands, no place to get food or water, and it was a very long trip. And the courage and the determination of the team made it possible against every probabilities. The lesson we can get in terms of management is that the team is actually doing the job. And it's not Magellan himself with his map and his courage that did it all. It is his team. And we should always remember that our teams are the ones doing the job ultimately. The fourth step of this journey is very important. You remember that Magellan is a great geographer, a great pilot and a great sailing man. But he is not a military person, he is not a Navy SEAL. Why on earth did he decide to attack autochthone population? Why did he do something which was not on his competency map? He decided to do things which were outside of his range of competence, and he died, miserably killed by poisoned arrows. The lesson that Magellan is teaching us at the price of his blood and his life is that we have areas of expertise, and we should not consider that our expertise transfer from one area to another. When Magellan was killed, the surviving members of the expedition could not decide who should succeed him. They finally appointed 2 leaders. One of them was called Barbosa. He was one member of the family of Magellan. Of course, it was not this Barbosa. The difficulty with those new leaders is that they did not hold to the commitment of Magellan. And for instance, they did not free a slave which was the interpreter of Magellan. And unfortunately, this made the relationship with the local population even worse. The honesty of our interlocutors depends on our own honesty. The lesson we can learn in terms of management is that we should always remember that reputation is preceding us, and we should build our reputation based on honesty and integrity. Whatever the cultural differences might be, honesty and integrity seems to be universal references. A few months later, Elcano was appointed captain of the Victoria, and he was designated by the team to take on this new position. Isn't it a perfect example of leadership where the followers decide who is going to lead them in the best conditions? And isn't it also a good example about how unpredictable could be our career? The circumstances always have a very important role in our career and the unfold of our destiny. I think in our business we should always recognize that circumstances have their contribution in making us a leader. And finally, the 7th lesson we can get from this management journey with Magellan is to look at what Elcano did. He achieved the work, he achieved the mission, he did not try to get fame from it. He did not name any island or any place with his name. It just brings the team back to Spain. This humility and this efficiency is a perfect example of what a great manager is doing. The great lesson that Elcano is giving us is to concentrate on achieving the mission and not displaying our ego. Here it is, thanks to history books or school books or Wikipedia, which I want to thank very strongly for providing so many information about this Magellan journey. We have now a management journey made of 7 steps which we can use on a daily basis to perform better as a manager. You surely have a lot of comments to share on this management journey. Please tell us. See you soon.